We're back. We are back in Aurora. It is Sunday. It is a bank holiday weekend here in the UK. So no Sunday scaries. And we have finally liberated Sol. There's a few little dregs. There's a ship up here, which I'm not sure why it's there. It's just doing nothing. And they've still got Callisto, I believe. Yeah, we still got Callisto. So we need to go and free Callisto. But then we're basically done with reclaiming Sol. And then what we can just do is actually start properly building it back up with some actual local defences and surface to orbits, sensors positioned in strategic locations, and probably rework some of our mineral infrastructure. Because at the minute we've got, if you look in here, we've got all of these automated mines, but only 2 of them have got a good amount of mines on them right now. Not suggesting that we make them all have like this amount of mines. I'm suggesting maybe move some from Venus over here, or to maybe somewhere that's got more. Actually, they might not be too bad because they have good accessibility, and we do need uranium and neutronium. But yeah, we'll put more mines on places that are more important, so they go higher up in the list. We also need to tidy up our ground forces, because at the minute we have, well, we've got a bit of a problem where we've got 2 lots of Mars and 2 lots of Mercury. I think this is actually the real Mercury, and this is our new colony that we created to try and recolonize Mercury, reclaim Mercury. So I can't delete this until I've moved this garrison unit over to this one, and then I can remove this body. So let's do that first. So if we grab, just make sure that I'm not talking out my ass there. So this is the real Mercury, the one with the resources, and then this is the fake one. It doesn't have any of our stuff on it. And this one has no ground units on it, whereas this one has all of those. So let's grab our ship. Let's grab the Balmung. No, not the Balmung. That's the tug. This ship here. You're going to go to fake Mercury. You're going to load all subunits. We're probably not going to be able to load everything, but we'll figure that out in a minute. Unload all ground units, and then go back to Mercury and load this same thing again with all subunits, and then go back to Mercury and unload. We want to do the same for Mars. So we first go back to Earth, refuel, go to Mars, load ground unit. Which one is the real Mars? Okay, so one with Earth STO, the old surface to orbit weapons. That's the real one. And the new one just has the new stuff on it. So we want to move the new Mars stuff. And of course they're all separated. Fantastic. So let's just... So a bit of micro to go on here. What have we got? We've got 100,000 capacity. And so far we've loaded about 30,000. 40. 60. And then we'll go to Mars, unload ground units, and then just tell me when you've done that. I've got myself, I'm not just doing all this from memory, by the way, I'm not that good. I've created myself a little to-do list. retake Callisto. We'll do that once we've consolidated those ground forces, because we might need to move some more from there over to Callisto. Build more salvage ships, set loose when they have about 100k capacity. Where's the salvages? So they currently have 20,000 capacity, 4 of them. So we want 5 times that, so we want 20 in total. So it's another 16 we need to build. How much do they cost? Salvage charge. We will get some of this back because the salvage is worth a good amount. So we need 4 lots of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 4, another 4, and another 4, and then they're good to go. What else we got? Put ground defenses on Europa, or Callisto. We'll do that. What we might do for that is we might move some ground force construction over to. Oh, man, because then we'd have to move the resources as well. It's probably easier to build them on Earth where we've got all the resources and then ship them across. Some more automated mines out. Yeah, we're going to do that. Plan out new colonies, including defences. Triton, Titan, Pluto, Charon. Put a comma like we were expecting another one, but we're not. Reorganize shipyards, redesign most commercial ships. So we'll do a lot of ship redesign today. We're going to include those commercial grade sensors we built for the tug on everything. Rebuild the Saurium harvesters and the tanker fleets. That is critical because we only have a limited amount of fuel left on Earth. Got 277 million fuel reserves. Did we manage to save any Neptune fuel depot? So we've got 1 Hudson working away at Neptune. I think we've just emptied it, so we'll just leave that there, but we will build more ships. How big was the Hudson? What is the Hudson? The Hudson is a fuel harvester. We're going to redesign this as well anyway, so... But we'll do that one first. Because the fuel is important. Let's copy the Hudson. Let's do wide view. So all these. Okay, and so we have 30,000 limit on there. What have our shipyards got at the minute? So I feel like we don't need these troop transport ones anymore because the new one is a military ship. So we can retool this. So we've got actually 60,000, 60,000. We have got a oh, the 30,000 is already assigned to the Hudson B. Okay. Okay. If we update the armor on this, that saves us a little bit of weight. We've got a nice, relatively new and very fuel efficient ion drive. We'll keep that. We'll get rid of all these extra fuel storages. We'll just put 2 ultra larges on there. Or in fact, just one ultra large is fine. Just trying to save some weight here so we can add some of these sensors on. Sensors, thermal. Yeah, can't add that one. I still don't actually know what that does. Let me have a look. 4x E-link. Need to put the ship with the E-link on the new population and generates intel points. Each time you hit a point, you get some concrete information on the target impact. Trick part is that this interacts with the diplomacy system because they generally don't like any ship hanging around their systems. Any ship that gets detected causes a diplomatic penalty. Partly the penalty depends on how important the embassy thinks the system the ship is in is, which you can't really control. What you can control is how scary the ship looks. If you give commercial engines and less than 10,000 tons and has no weapons that the Empire knows about, it's considered non-threatening, and penalty is calculated for 10% of the ship's tonnage, with a minimum of 1,000 tons. The ship also has diplomacy module, and it's also treated as if it were 10,000 tons smaller. Oh, if the ship also has a diplomacy module, it's considered 10,000 tons smaller. Okay. And I think that's 10,000 tons anyway, isn't it? No, it's 1,500. Okay, so that information, we don't need that on here. That information is useful for when we go to our neighbours who are, well, they were initially hostile, but we did sort of fly above their homeworld with a military ship. These guys. We know very little about them. But we've got a minus 114 diplomacy rating. For context, the Sol aliens we just got, well, bombarded by were at minus 500,000. So at the minute we're relatively neutral with them. Okay, so the commercial active sensor, mission missile sensor, they don't really need a missile sensor. I wouldn't have thought. We'll put it on anyway, because that's 50 tons, that's 50 tons, that's 50 tons. So for 200 tons, we have all of the sensors we could possibly put on here on a commercial ship. Which means it doesn't need maintenance or deployment or morale. It needs 140 crew, which seems a lot. Is that because of these? What does the old Hudson need? The old Hudson needed 132. going to take a couple of years to finish. Do we have a better power potion yet? We do not. That's unfortunate. Look, in theory, I don't need that. I need this first. Okay, so that's going to come now in 4 years rather than 7. So we can go with that. So let's go design tech. So our engines at the minute, if we were to make this as weak and as fuel efficient as possible. But as large as possible. Okay, so the old engine had, it was a 2,000 ton engine, it was this one. So it only had 150 engine points, engine power. This one has 225, so it's more powerful, it's larger, but only by 1,000 tons. We've shaved a lot of size off this already. Doesn't need to be fast, but it does need to be fuel efficient, and this is the most fuel efficient engine we could possibly create right now. So let's go with, this is the 21, 28 economy. Let's put it like that. Actually, let's rename that component very slightly, because I feel like economy would be better as just eco. Eco commercial iron drive. Okay, so that now only needs 66 crew. Needs a fuel tank. Thinking if we can get this to less than 10,000 tons, we can build it in a brand new shipyard. I think what we can do actually as well is we can repurpose the flea. So we'll add another slitway to the flea. So it's got 10, and then we'll repurpose this because we don't need to build more fleas. The fleas were a tiny freighter that was fast, well, faster than our old freighter, for use in what's the word? Clandestine operations for moving around logistical stuff. They did work, they worked well, but I think we can probably stop producing them at least. We've got like 50 of them now, so we don't need more. Okay, so we've got a new engine we need to research. So we've got 9,171 tons here. How much is a fuel harvester? That was what was making this quite large. don't think we need anything else on that. So let's give this a new name. So the Hudson is a river. It's probably under famous lakes and rivers, maybe. Or is it under cities, maybe? Bodies of water. There's definitely a category called lakes and rivers, maybe? Lakes and rivers. Hudson, there we go. Okay, so let's move this on to... Caspian. So let's rename this. This is going to be the 28 Caspian class fuel harvester. And now what we can do now to make it up to 10,000 tons is we can just add more fuel to it. So we want a couple of larges, I think. And a couple of standard. There we go, 10,000 tons. Beautiful. So this is a tanker. It has a conscript crew because it's commercial, doesn't really matter. Doesn't need officers. And then the Hudson B can be obsolete. That's being researched. That's all good. Right, so our fuel harvester is done. Let's do the tanker next because that makes more sense. We haven't done the tanker for 100 years. So let's copy class. This is well overdue. So they had conventional advanced composite armor. So that was making it 4,800 tons. So we just shaved 300 tons off that, which is beautiful. Which is more than enough for our new commercial sensors. This one is a military sensor. It's 55 tons, so let's obsolete that. Still a commercial vessel. Tanker, conscript crew, no officers. I think we'll keep the new prototype engine, so we'll use the same eco engine. And we'll put what have you got? You've got a very large and then a bunch of small stuff. So this tanker probably doesn't need very large. This tanker probably only needs background of the ice cream van's out. It's bouncing down with rain. It's fairly cold outside, but there's an ice cream van going door to door. Yeah, sure. Okay. That checks out. Can we make this? Just thinking, can we make this absolutely tiny? How big is the refueling system? Refueling system is 2,000 tons. Does this need a refueling system? I don't think this does. Although if this ship is going out to refuel other ships, it probably does. Okay, so these are now both 10,000 tons. This one is faster. It's got good range. Yeah, I think this will be good for our main tanker. So let's do okay, so what I'm thinking here is we've got fuel harvester that's got a single thorium harvester on it. It's going to take a long time to refuel at 40,000 litres per year with a capacity of 1.8 million. 66 crew here per ship. If we build like 100 crew, that's 6,000, sorry, 100 of these ships, that's 6,600 crew. But if we add 100 modules to one ship, so 66 crew for 10,000 ton ship. We do so that's not 6,000 crew. And it's going to refuel 4 million litres per year. It's much, much, much bigger. What's this? This is the thermal signature, DM signature. What's TCS? Target cross section. The size of the class for purposes of detection by active sensors. Okay, so if we, I'm thinking, yeah, if we put, sorry, harvest back on, so that's 10,000. If we just add in 5s now, yeah, because you got to add crew spaces for it, I suppose. But even then, adding 10 of these ships with 66 crew apiece, that's 660 crew. And now we're doing the same thing, slightly more, with one ship, but a sixth of the crew. So yeah, maybe we make the fuel harvester itself bigger. Because like I said, this doesn't need to move fast. $61,000 tons. Have we got a shipyard near about that? We do. So we could use this one for the new fuel harvesters, and we could use the flea bag for the tankers. So we could have just one, well, we could make more of them, but one sleeve of 5 of these fuel harvesters, because we've put a big engine on it, right? So there's no point having a big engine and not much in terms of actual fuel, because the whole point of the ship is that it is a fuel harvester. So it should have a good amount of storage. So let's do ultra large. Okay, so this is saying this will harvest 840 liters per year, and it's got 1 million liters. So it's going to refuel fully in a year. I can work with that. And with our other design, that was 66 times what would be 21 ships. So we're using, again, about a fifth, a sixth of the crew to do the same job. So that's probably better. 20... We could probably just take one of those off. Drop that below 60,000. And chuck another couple of large. And then we can start doing this. 2 more. 256 crew. I like that. That's a nice round number. 60,000 tons. Got a target cross section of 1200. So it's going to show up as 1200 size on the thermal and EM sensors. Got a thermal, is that a thermal signature? Thermal signature. The thermal signature of the class at maximum speed used for detection by thermal sensors. So when it's moving, its thermal signature is 130. It's DCR. Damage control rating. Multiplies the speed at which the damage control is carried out. So we don't have a damage control on this. Should we have a damage control on this? Probably. We don't have a commercial damage control just yet. this, we could put this as 3. Because it doesn't affect anything. Because then they don't have to come back. They don't have a deployment time as such. It just reduces the weight slightly. So let's redo these. Fuel. We want a large. There we go. Beautiful. So it's now got 3.6 million litres of fuel. So that's going to take about 4.5 years to fill up for one of these ships, which I think is quite good. And we're going to have 5 of these. So this is the Caspian. Let's rename this. This is a Caspian XL. And then this is 10,000 tons. So this I think is fine. So we're going to take 1 million litres off it. It's going to move quite slowly. So I think if this can make a pickup every 3 months, we might only need 1 tanker per Caspian. Let's choose a new name for this. Pearl I think was Gemstones. Oh yeah. Let's go for the coral. It's kind of pearly theme. Rename class. This is 2128 coral. Coral. Okay. That's great. Let's research that engine. Let's grab a couple of things off. No, we want that. We do want that. This one, not so much. I can take a couple of labs off. Power propulsion. I want you on there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, who's next? Right, we've done the tanker. We can probably obsolete the Pearl now. Okay. The Le Mans is a enemy ship, so we'll put this as XX Le Mans. And then we will obsolete that. Bezier as well, rename XX2128. So the Bezier was a destroyer escort. Interesting. Let's obsolete that, and then we can clean this list up a little bit. Let's have a look. Battleship, the broadsword, we never actually bothered with that, so let's obsolete that. Carrier, the old Norfolk, is gone. Cornwall is still in service, we'll leave that. The Andromeda, we do want to make a new Andromeda. The escort frigate, the Pufferfish, we needed to research this, but we also need to get that railgun tech first. The Boron, we will need a new exploration ship. Fighters, the Centaur is obsolete. The Daedalus and the Comet are fine. So the Daedalus is our current fighter craft. Probably does need an upgrade, and it will when we get new railguns, but right now it's fine. The Comet is our boarding fighters. This is our Space Marine ship. The Beetle is our current commercial freighter. The Flea is also commercial, but it's like a tenth of the size. So it was like our backup. I think what we're going to do is we're going to build bigger freighters. Well, we won't build bigger freighters. We'll build. We'll upgrade the Beetle so it's a better ship. The Flea will leave there as an emergency because that was actually quite a good strategy. That's what we've just done. The geological survey vessel is being replaced by the exploration ship, so that's obsolete. Salvager is fine. Terraformer needs redoing, and the tug needs a name. When did we design the tug? When did we build the tug? $21.26. Let's just call it $21.25. Okay. The tug's fine, so we need to redesign the terraformer. Let's clean this up. So we need to design the terraformer, the freighter, and the exploration ship, and the colony ship. So let's start at the top. So upgrade armor first of all. So that's 29,580, 29,475. So that was a small upgrade. They're using the old nuclear thermal engines. We don't want that anymore. We want some commercial sensors on this. And we want cryogenic transports. So they're 10,000 each. They're 50,000 each. So it's actually better to just use the big ones. So if too large, it's a very similar size, but it's less things that can break. We should probably also put some more cargo shuttles on, so they can load and unload faster. Oh, we need an engine as well. Let's take some of these off. Standard fuel storage. So we've got 3,000 tons to play with here. Do we have a prototype engine we could use? We could use the Eco. That works. Keeps us under 30, and we've got 50 capacity left. How much was that? Son of a bitch! Get rid of some of these, maybe? Maybe one of those. Okay, so we just get the one cargo shuttle on there, which is what we had before, so it's fine. Small. There we go. It's got 99,000 litres, 42.2 billion kilometres of range. How many do we need to get out to Minerva? Worst case, it goes this way. So they won't be able to make it to Minerva. Even on its closest side. But that's not a problem, because we're not worried about that. Like, we can easily get across the whole galaxy. For the central colonized bit, anyway. From Earth to, like, out there. Yeah, we're way good. We're way good there, man. Don't need that anymore. Right. So we need a new name for the Andromeda. I'm assuming that was constellations. It was. Let's go with... the Libra. 2128 Libra. And now for our freighter, we can probably just copy the Libra, change it to a freighter. And then we can take this off, so it's 100,000 cryogenic large. And now if we change this to cargo large, maybe not, cargo standard, and put 4 on. Nope. What did the Beetle have? Beetle only had 25,000. Okay, so that's about what we would have. We would have 50,000 if we were to double up what the old ship had. So the Andromeda. I knew the Andromeda had 100,000, didn't it? If we put another. Two on. That's 55. That's 55. So they are very similar now. So yeah, I just messed up. It was it should have been 200,000 rather than 100,000. Or we take these off and we just have the 2 on the Libra. Sorry, the 1 on the Libra. So the same size as what we currently have. Just with the sensors and the same fuel capacity. So it's a little bit less than 30,000. But that means we can build it in the same shipyard. Crew there. 116. So the Andromeda can be obsolete. The Beetle can be obsolete. We need to rename this one though, so select name. So let's just rename this. So this is the Libra F. And this is the Libra C. because they're the same ship. Okay, so the beetle is done now. Let's clean that up. The boron. We'll do that in a minute. We'll do the terraformers next. So we'll copy this. We'll upgrade the armor. That saved about 1,500 tons. We need some commercial sensors. Get rid of these 5 engines here. Oh god, they were the fucking first engines we ever had. Maybe the second engine, but yeah, they were. They are old engines. Old engines. You son of a bitch. Okay, that's not bad. So we can move at nearly the same speed with a single engine. And also save a shit ton of fuel. So this was the old one. Use per hour 1.5 litres, we had 5 of those. Use per hour 3.2 litres, we only have 1 of them. 80,000 tons there. This was 88,000 tons. So we could even shave this down a little bit more by not having too large. Large, standard, couple of smalls, and a couple of fires. Okay, so we managed to cut that down. It's using 35 less crew, 34 less crew. Got sensors on. It's got the same amount of terraforming capability. It doesn't move quite as fast, but that's fine. Let's rename this. So the azalea. What the frick is azalea? I think that's flowers. Which makes sense, I suppose. The azalea, yeah. So let's go with daffodil. So this is the 21, 28 daffodil. So that engine, we're getting a lot of that eco engine. We're getting a lot of use out of. So let's get rid of the azalea. Obsolete that. Okay. Exploration ship. We'll come back to the exploration ship because we're probably going to need some more stuff in sensor technology. But we currently have no need or desire to explore any further. We need to fix things at home first. We need to make Sol great again. Right, so let's zoom in here. Let's turn off some of the ships so we can actually see what's going on. The wrecks, let's turn off fleets, we don't need that right now. So we can see there's one Bezier left. I'm assuming that's going to either run away or it's going to fling itself at Earth and die. There's a ground force, I think, on Callisto still. I think we've just told... Right now we've just told these guys to move stuff, haven't we? We haven't actually moved anything yet, we've just set it up. Okay. So the tug doesn't need to do anything just yet. This, I think, is being dismantled. yeah, they're being scrapped. That's fine. We're building more salvages, so once the salvages are built, because we need 20 of them, we'll send those out to salvage things. You guys might as well be doing some training. Right, let's pass time forward and see how we're getting on. Let's save first before we do anything, because if this goes wrong and they don't do what I suspect they're going to do, then we might have to go back to the drawing board. Okay, so let's pass time forward. Yeah, that's fine. What was that message from just then? Oh, low fuel. Maximum fleet training. Okay, so the Cornwall 1 has finished its training. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so most of them have. That's pretty cool. So actually the Cornwall 1 can just go into general command. So let's create a new general admin. And this is going to be human navy. Let's move you into there. So that's a general command. Qualified naval guard. Probably want to rename it just so it comes to the top. The space, will that work? Yes, it would work. Cool. So once they finish training in there, we'll move them across. We need a fleet commander here. Should also have training on there, but should probably not be the first thing. They should probably have tactical carrier operations first, actually. Carrier operations, tactical, and actually tactical would be third. Fighter operations, fighter combat, and this is going to be a high priority. Carrier operations, fighter, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. He does do a little bit of training as well. Okay, I'm happy with that. Transport dropships completed orbiting Mars. So we wanted to wait and see what else was left on Mars to pick up from the duplicate. Ground unit. Okay, load all these. You can go to Mars, unload, then go back to Earth. Tell me when you've done that, please. Okay. So now let's just organize this shit on Mars. So this is real Mars. Okay, we've got the ungrouped defenses. Then we got these. You just go in there. Okay, so Mars is looking good. Mercury, how are you looking? You should now be in line defense. Same for you. You need to go there, and then you might as well go on top. Okay. So they should start fortifying now. They've already started fortifying. Luna's well entrenched. We don't need all of this defense on Luna anymore. We can start moving some of this to some of the other colonies, like Io, for example. Ganymede, how are you looking? Saltine, you should be in defense. Actually, I suppose the assault team being in support means the defensive line is going to get hit first, and then the assault team can come in and try and break their thing. But also, we probably want... Yeah, let's put them in defensive. Same for you. In fact, I think I can just do assault team, field positioning, same template, same population. Defensive array should go in there. Your position should be rear echelon. You're in support. You're in support. We're missing a defensive array there. But that's fine. Earth's looking a bit messed up. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we do have some stuff still here. Assault team, field position should be frontline defense. Construction squad just goes there. Okay, so this garrison support unit is... Why are you showing me the construction squad? I've just moved them. Maybe it needs to refresh. Okay, so that's those guys moved. You stop, please. Okay. I have no idea where the other fucking ship went. We didn't kill it. It just kind of went off where I'm assuming they ran away, which is fine. So let's go. I think we need another Relentless, don't we? Because we can't pick up a full unit. Well, sorry, a full regiment with that, because it's a little bit shy because of the headquarters. So let's go to shipyards, and we want the Relentless. We're not currently building any. But we are building some resiliences. Why can't I build any Relentlesses? Zero available. Oh, because the Relentless dock is doing the scrapping. Okay, so when they finish scrapping, we'll build more of the troop transport. So for the time being, let's get some fleets moved over from Luna. Might as well use some of the stragglers we've got. Load this. You can go to Callisto, which isn't in my list at the minute because they've stolen it. So we need to put another colony down here. This is why I think this is why it's duplicated Mars and Mercury, because we created a secondary colony. So we need to just delete those actually. So this colony here has nothing on it. And it has no stockpiles or anything on it anymore, so that's fine. So let's delete that pop. And the same for Mercury. So now we've got Mercury and Mars here, but we don't have duplicates. We'll have to do the same for Callisto in a second though. Load ground unit, go to Callisto, unload, auto drop all ground units, go to Luna, load ground unit, 7th again, we'll just grab what's left of the 7th. And then we'll go back to Callisto, auto drop ground units, and then go back to Earth, please. Should probably put fleets on so we can see what's going on. Guess they did have ground troops on Callisto. That's fine. So Callisto, you are in the wrong position. You should be in frontline attack, not support. You should be in defense, rear echelon, and support. Okay. So it should now be fine. And then when the headquarters gets here, we should be okay. So what did we actually do just then to them? Daedalus has run out of fuel. Let's change this back to a general just while we're doing this. Ground Force Defense Summary. Losses suffered on Callisto. We lost a couple of grunts. We lost quite a lot because I think they're fairly well entrenched at this point. They've been on Callisto for a long time. We may need to bring more. Oh, we ran out of fuel because we didn't refuel before we went back. Okay, that's fine. Grab our... where's our tankers? I'm blind? Oh yeah, there they are. So you go to Earth refuel. You go to Earth refuel. And then go and find the Relentless. Not the Relentless, the transport dropships. Refuel stationary fleet. Go back to Earth. You. Oh, bollocks. Where are you? Oh, you were on your way back with the regiment thing. You didn't bring it. What on earth are you doing then? Okay, just fucking stop. Removal, okay. Going to take a couple of resupplies, I think. Ah, our new fancy drive has been done. Our economy drive, beautiful. You guys still whinging about fuel? Just go and refuel. Oh, you probably don't have standing orders to go and refuel, actually. Yeah, you don't. Fuel 20% or less. Refuel colony. SP 20% or less. Resupply colony. Deployment exceeded. Overhaul colony. Create template. Standard. Refuel. Resupply. Conditions. Should sort that. That drive means we can now build all of those other ships. So we've got new colony ships we can build. We've got new freighters we can build. The fuel harvester, that's going to be really important. Tanker and the terraformer. So let's have a look at our shipyards. Oh, my leg has gone to sleep because I've been sat. Oh. It's uncomfortable. Right, so the terraforming fleet is 80,000. 80,000. The fuel harvesters are 60. So this one's going to be the fuel harvester. Retool to the Caspian XL. This one we are going to retool, but we first need to add another 20,000. Fleabag, we are currently adding a slitway, so we'll leave it doing that. The Balmung is a tug craft. We don't really need more. Let's retool that to the coral. So the coral is tanker. So rename this to TK. Fuel, tanker, haulage, dock. This one is the fuel harvester. So this is the new Solsorium systems. So they've just been bought out. So FH Solsorium systems 2.0. This one is going to be the terraforms. Terraforms, I think it's TF. TR. Rename. TR. Ground shaper. Ground shape port. This one, have we got another 60,000? I think we've got the freighter. Oh, the freighter was 30. Marine was 30. We have got a 30 here. We can retool. Let's retool you to the Libra C. Let's rename this. So this is going to be CS/FT. We could do with a commercial troop transport. Doesn't need the drop bay, which I think is what we were having problems before. So this is the Relentless. Let's copy this. So let's take off the drop bay and the military engine. Deployment time of 3. And now let's put troop transport. Can we do a commercial troop transport now that I've taken the we can do a drop. Okay, so we only need to change this then. In the engine. If we could put an eco engine on that. Get our commercial sensors on it. So this is rename class. Oh, Relentless. I can't remember what that was. It must have been a ship name of some sort. go for the Orca. Rename 2128 Orca. Okay, so the Orca, if we put another one of these engines on. Okay, so the Orca is a commercial troop transport with a drop bay. Move at 1,312 kilometers a second, which is not fast, but it's fast enough for this, I think, because it's commercial. As the advantage of it being commercial is it doesn't need to worry about deployment time, and also we can have a really fuel efficient engine on it. Versus this one. So this one's 4 times faster, but it burns through fuel. This is 322% fuel usage versus 1.4. So yeah, we need to swap the Relentless to the Orca, which means we've freed up some of our our naval shipyards, which will come in handy for our exploration ship and our gunship, or our what do we call it? Our carrier escort ship. Yep. Cheers, mate. 1 hour 30 till D&D. Don't worry, I've not forgot. So this is... We'll leave that there, but this is now not the Relentless. This one is now the Relentless. So let's retool to the Orca. Let's rename this. So this is going to be a TT... Legion Luggers. Salvage yards. We'll leave it as 4 slipways. They're adding a slipway. Tankers are doing. This needs renaming. This is our carrier. Foreign wall. Carrier. What were we doing this? We were adding 10,000 tons to this for some reason. I think because we were going to build a Corvette or something. Hello, my love. I will be back in a minute. I'm just going to go make a sandwich. Apologies, I'm back. Got some lunch while I was downstairs. Crap. Why do we care that these are out of fuel? We're being scrapped. Oh, I remember. It's because we don't have the maintenance on Earth to support them. We can have this if you like. Just a tiny bit of sandwich. Just chicken stuffing. Bring your own sandwiches to this party, sir. Except an Oscar who gets to clean the plate. Should be doing that. I don't know why it blocked that. That was weird. Weird still, it didn't tell me that it blocked it. It told my I've got one of my other channels in there as a moderator. Maybe because I'm looking at the OBS on this one and the YouTube on that one. That's fine. Okay. So. I ate that way too quickly. So we currently have no, we've got less than our maintenance capability. So they shouldn't have run out of fuel. Unless Earth's run out of fuel. No? Don't know. It shouldn't be a problem. It's fine. Oh yeah, the two loans we didn't assign them. We can put them back on Cloak and Fury for now, since they're we're done with that engine. Transport bay, very large on the Aurora. So that's the other thing about the commercial. They shouldn't get maintenance failures. So that we've just gone through and redesigned all our ships, including making a new transport dropship that is a commercial design rather than a military one. So it doesn't need deployment time. It doesn't need to worry about morale. It doesn't need maintenance. In fact, we could save a ton of space by taking all those engineering spaces off. Modified morale ones because we've assigned the fucking thing to it. So let's copy that, rename, and Orca B. To leave one engineering space. If that saved us a considerable chunk of fuel. Right, a considerable chunk of room. We could potentially put more fuel on. Excuse me. We could probably so the problem we've got with this transport as well, as it's 25,000 tons exactly. But we should really redesign our formation, because at the minute we've got 25,000 tons in the formation, but the headquarters that sits above that just ticks it over the 25,000. So that's why I'm having to do 2 trips, one for the units and another for the headquarters. So if we add a little bit of extra room on there, and then we can get rid of, what did this have? It's had, okay, so it's got considerably more range, but we don't really care about that. How big is a cargo shuttle? 500 tons. Could fit another cargo shuttle on there. So they can load up twice as fast. I'm actually tempted to get rid of this. Can we put a drop bay small and another shuttle bay? 2 shuttle bays. Alright. And then some more fuel, so we've got a very large, that's 1,000. Let's fit another of those. We can fit a large, we can fit a standard, 2 smalls, and 4 fighters. So now that's got 2/3 of the range, but it's got 4 times the loading capacity, and it can just about hold. Let's have a look. We want this one, and we want you. Two, 4, 9, 8, 5, 2, 4, 9, 8, 7, 2, 4, 8, 1, 7, 2, 4, 9, 4, 7. It's 2, 6, 2. It should have been under. But at least now, for definite, it will be under. Although actually, this unit might be damaged slightly. Let's go to our formations. 2, 4, 9, 4, 7. 2, 4, 9, 8, 5. 2, 4, 9, 8, 7. 2, 4, 8, 1, 7. Plus the regiment 262. Yeah, it should be fine. It's definitely going to fit on there now, but that's just really annoying. Okay, so that should be fine. So we just need to go into our shipyards. Legionnaire luggers. We'll let it retool to the Orca. Actually, we're only 0.8% of the way through. Cancel activity. No, let's just retool again to the Orca B. That's actually going to complete a little bit earlier, even better. So the current troop transports, are they refueled now? Nearly. Okay, so now we should be able to go back to Earth. Hello. What's the matter, sir? There's no more food. It's all gone. You helped. You assisted. You did the big assist. There's no more. It's all gone. Sorry? You didn't share, you heathenous bitch. Get her. Go and get her. Go and get her. Give her a kiss. Alright. Okay. So they've completed their orders. Orbiting Earth. What were we doing? We were trying to take over Callisto again, weren't we? Right. So let's grab you. Let's actually go to Earth and begin overhaul. Okay, so once they're done with their overhaul, we'll send some more troops over to Callisto, because they can't, even though they wrecked our initial drop, they can't repair, I don't think. They were entrenched, but I don't think they can repair. What intel do we have here? So the corals are done, they're our new fuel tanker. Let's add a slipway to them. Oh, cloaking theory's done. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, cloaking theory. So now we can unlock some new technology, because before we can build a cloak, we've already researched some of this because we salvaged some of the tech from those alien fuckers. So we need minimum cloak size, cloak sensor reduction, and cloaking efficiency. So you gained a bunch of labs from those things, Anton. Oh no, we might have only had 5 labs on you, but yeah, you can do that. So that's going to take you 2 years. Then do this one, and then do this one. We might be able to build a cloak without those. Depends how much of the base tech we got. We got the base size tech, so we can make a smaller one. So we don't need that third option. I probably want it, but that's going to help us make our ships appear smaller and hopefully less threatening, so they can sneak around and do more espionage-like stuff. Another defensive array trained on Ganymede, beautiful. Fleabag dropshipping has finished. What were you doing? You were just adding. Oh yeah, you've got 10 slipways now, so you can make 10 of those at a time. What did we just build that was less than 10,000? Coral. But fuel harvesters coming in. Oscar, there's still no food pack. Corner ship freighter. Fuel harvesters done, tankers there. Transport and tug. Technically the tug. Oh, the tug's got the salvage yard. Oh, the tug needs a new. Yeah. No, I think we keep that as the fleet because those were useful. They came in very happy. We can make them better down the line. Keep the size nice and small because the fleet is like 2,000 tons. And we want it as small as possible. So we've actually got upgrades to the armor already because you can see composite armor's orange. That means we've got an upgrade due for that. It doesn't necessarily need a 1,250 ton engine. Because at the minute that engine is actually half of the ship, which is why it's so fast. But it also doesn't have sensors or anything. Let's build a copy of it. Rename. This is going to be the 2130 Fleet. Upgrade the armor 2508, so it shaves off 20 tons. We can get. We're going to add. No, we're not going to add any tonnage to it, but we are going to add a cloak to it eventually. Make it appear even smaller. We do need a new engine for it. One whole size worth of engineering, so one engineering space. Okay, so an engineering. Okay, so that's added a bunch of crew, it's fine. And then we want a cargo shuttle bay. Tiny cargo. We want a small, well, we could probably get away with a tiny fuel. Because we're going to make a more efficient engine. What engine did we have? So it's going to be 21, 30, 3 back. Eco. Okay, so that engine is actually the smallest engine we can make for a commercial ship. If we put that old engine back on, we've got room here. Two. 10,518. Divided by 4. Minus 1250. So we can add another 600 tons to this. And have 4 engines on it. So that would be 1850. Although it's going to be, we'll do 18 because it's going to add more crew. So it's a slightly larger engine. But we can potentially have 4 of them for less than 10,000 tons. We also need to upgrade this fuel store to we wanted it as small as possible. Small. Okay, so it's got 4 times as much range of a single engine. It's only 30% slower. It is 500 tons more ship, though, although the thermal signature is half of what it was. got a slightly bigger cross section. But the amount that's going to save us on fuel. This is using 9% fuel use. This is using 1.8, and it's got a smaller signature. It's no brainer. So yeah, that'll be the new fleet. Might be able to. No, we probably won't be able to upgrade it because the engine will be different. So we do need to research that engine though. Keep taking alarms off this engine size. It's never going to get done. Give me this. Give me this. Resilience. There's a salvage program. So we need to build more of those. Resilience. This one, salvage yards. Build me some more, please. Caspian XL, fuel harvesters are ready. Well, the retooling for them is ready. So let's build some fucking fuel harvesters. And we can build 5 at a time. Interesting. Use admin, and we want to build into the fuel depot directly. Engine that we just designed is done, so we can add those labs back to you. How's all of the dropships going? That's done. Okay, so go to Luna. Load. Just load all of these little shitty things. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27. Take those over to Callisto and throw them at the Earth. Then come back to Earth. Refuel. And tell me when you've done that, please. The Relentless can't even make it back. Okay. That's annoying. Can the coral be built? Shipyards. Tanker haulage. We can build some corals. Let's build some corals. I think we were building corals, weren't we? Yeah, we are building them. So once those are built, we can hopefully go out and rescue them a little bit easier. But for right now, we'll just take these tankers, go to remove all this orders, go to Earth, refuel, and then go and fucking pick up that fleet again. Refuel, stationary fleet, go back to Earth. And then you guys just stop doing your order. We lost 0 units in that battle, so our morale went up. And we took out 914 of the basically we took out all of their resupplies. Enemy forces on Callisto have been defeated and the population have been liberated. So we freed Callisto. That is the last freaking red dot on this map. Turn events off, you can see that. There's no more red dots on the map, Chucky. There's no more red dots. I mean, there's a bunch of wrecks, but we'll just leave that off and then everyone will be happy. Okay, so they need refueling. We need to probably sort out a duplicate colony on Callisto now, yeah. So we've got 2 Callisto colonies. Which one's the right one? Unit stockpiles. Okay, so the old one doesn't have any ground units on. The new duplicate, because this one's got a population on it. The duplicate has our defensive squads on it, so we need to move them to this Callisto, and then we can delete this pop here. First, we need to rescue them. Did the pearls just run out of fuel? Where's the events? The pearls run out of fuel. Amazing. Thankfully, the corals have just been built, so that's cool. Corals are here somewhere. Yeah. So movement orders, go to Earth refuel. You go to Earth refuel. You go and rescue. The corals. Refuel station fleet, and then you go and rescue transport dropships. The pearls, we'll just tell them to stop right now, because otherwise they won't refuel, and they're already stopped, so that's good. What was that other notification? Should go modified. Slip ready to tanker, fuel tanker, haulage stocks. Fuel tanker, haulage stocks. So we can now build 3 or 4. Build 3 coral tankers at a time. Let's add more slipways, and we want to build. We want to build, but we also want to refit our existing coral. Not our existing coral, our pearls to the coral, but we can't. So we're gonna have to scrap them. That's fine. So the troop transport dropships. That only restored 2% of your fuel. Wait, what? Two. Cannot complete its orders. Refuel stationary fleet. You don't have any orders, so you should just stay still. Go back to Earth, and then you need to come back and finish refueling them. They couldn't make it home. These guys, man. Coral 2. Go to Earth, refuel, and then at least they're a bit closer now. Go cycle moves and refuel stationary fleet. What's the Coral 1 doing over there? Go to Earth. So the Pearl tankers just need to go to Earth, and then they're going to get scrapped. So they're going to get scrapped. You are our new tanker to go out to Neptune. Fuel exhausted. Tanker Pearl 4 cannot complete its orders due to a fuel shortage. There shouldn't be a fucking fuel shortage. Where is tanker? What are you out there for? So you didn't actually do what I told you to do, did you? So you just fucking stop. You refuel, then go and find them. Tanker Pearls, refuel stationary fleet. You go to Earth. Then you go to Earth. And then everyone just fucking chill out. What are you doing now? You're there, so you go to Earth and chill the fuck out. Which means you're done, so you can stop doing that. You just go to Earth and chill the fuck out. Don't go to Minerva. That's a bad idea. Okay, Pearl is now back. Well, the Pearl ships are now back on Earth. I thought you were leaving the red for the channel colour. Well, I could have, but no. Hello, Oscar. No, there's no food, pal. It's all gone. I know. Mummy's the worst. Yes, she is. You tell her, bitch. Being harangued. Hello. Do you want to go outside? Is that what you want? Okay. I'll be back in a minute. back temporarily. There is D in 6 minutes. Oh, right, where were we? These ships need to be overhauled already. Oh yeah, because they've got a really short deployment time, haven't they? Okay. So I think these can get decommissioned now that Callisto's back. Oh, hello. Do we have any shipyards free? We do. So you can scrap the pearls. Where are the troop transports? Relentless. TT relentless rather. Okay, so you can scrap that and that. You won't because they're slightly bigger than 44. And you can't because they are not. Yeah, they're military, so they're not commercial. Okay, so that's fine. Are we currently building the commercial versions? Legion loggers. We aren't. Oh, because we're retooling. Okay, so we're retooling that. Right, so that's fine. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go and play some D&D. And next time, I'm hoping we can start putting down some proper economy, infrastructure, defences in Seoul. And then we can move into some of our neighbours. We have a good amount of stuff dotted around. We just need to secure the base first, secure home, then we can start spreading about. I also want to try and maybe build a diplomacy ship to go and maybe possibly befriend these guys. I don't know if you can, but I'm assuming you can if there is a reputation, like a diplomacy option. You must be able to befriend them. I don't know what that would give, but I'm assuming it's better than going to war. They might even be able to become military allies and help protect us along the way. Saves us a job. But we'll see. Alright, anyway, catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.